Have you ever found yourself longing for something with such intensity that it almost seems to slip further from reach? Consider this: could it be that our very attachment to an outcome is creating a wall between us and that which we desire? When we dive into the concept of manifestation, one principle often overlooked is the power of detachment. Now, detachment does not mean apathy or lack of interest in our goals. It is the conscious choice to release our grip on the how and the when. In this process of letting go, we open a space for life to flow. You see, the more tightly we hold on to something, the more resistance we create, unknowingly blocking what we seek. Why does attachment create this blockage? Think of attachment as a form of resistance, a weight that slows down the energy of manifestation. When we attach ourselves emotionally to an outcome, we create friction, and this friction sends out a signal to the universe that we are not truly ready. We project doubt instead of faith, worry instead of peace. It allows us to live in the feeling of already having what we desire. It might sound paradoxical, but to manifest swiftly, we must become deeply rooted in the feeling of fulfillment, feeling as though what we want is already ours, here and now. In this state of mind, we are aligned with our desires without clinging to them. We're living in the vibration of completion. It's a testament of faith in the unseen, in the natural flow of life. Trust is not passive, but an active engagement with the present moment. When we say, "I trust," we affirm that the universe knows the perfect timing and the perfect path. And trust is the foundation on which manifestation grows, because it allows us to live in a state of ease, free from the burdens of when or how. The science of vibrational alignment is a critical aspect here. When we detach, we actually resonate at a higher frequency. We enter a state of harmony, one that matches the vibrational energy of our desire. Manifestation responds to this harmony because like attracts like. When we align with what we want in peace rather than need, we attract it with ease. By holding our vision loosely, we match its frequency, drawing it into reality. But how do we practice this in our daily lives? Detachment is not a single act, it's a daily choice, a muscle that grows stronger each time we make a decision to release our need for control. Through mindfulness, we learn to approach each day with a calm sense of assurance rather than intense craving. With regular practice, detachment becomes a part of who we are, and manifestation flows naturally. Detachment is a central concept in manifestation, often misunderstood as indifference or detachment from our goals, but it is, in fact, a conscious and empowering approach. Manifestation, at its core, relies on energy and alignment, and detachment is a practice that frees us from the constraints of doubt and over-attachment, opening the pathway for what we desire to arrive. To detach doesn't mean we stop caring, rather, it means we stop holding on to our desires with a white-knuckled grip that, ironically, slows down the very manifestation we seek. When we talk about detachment, we are talking about the release of control, letting go of the need to dictate every step, every detail, every outcome. Imagine planting a seed. Once it's in the soil, there is little need to dig it up every day to see how it's growing. We water it, place it in sunlight, and trust the natural process to take its course. This is what detachment looks like in manifestation: setting the intention, taking inspired action, and then trusting in the flow of life to handle the rest. One of the main reasons that detachment accelerates manifestation is because attachment often brings anxiety and worry, creating an energy of neediness. This is a lower frequency state that creates resistance, sending out signals of lack or desperation. The more we think we need something, the more we convince ourselves that we don't have it, and this sends an energetic message of lack. The very energy we pour into wanting can turn into a force that pushes our desires further away. Detachment, on the other hand, liberates us from this needy energy. It allows us to remain in a high-frequency state of abundance, trust, and ease. When we detach, we are signaling a profound trust in the unseen forces at work. We are communicating that we believe in the natural process, that we are at peace with whatever outcome unfolds, and that we don't need to force or manipulate circumstances. This shift allows us to focus our energy on what we can control: our thoughts, emotions, and responses in the present moment. By centering ourselves in the now, we become open to inspiration, guidance, and opportunities that we might have overlooked had we been consumed by attachment. Detachment creates mental clarity, making room for creativity, intuition, and spontaneous insights, all essential components of the manifestation process. Another powerful aspect of detachment is that it shifts our focus from the lack of our desire to the fulfillment of it. When we are overly attached, we fixate on what we don't have, creating a sense of dissatisfaction. But detachment redirects our energy towards the experience of already having what we desire. In this state, we immerse ourselves in the feeling of abundance, gratitude, and joy, as though our desire has already manifested. This mental and emotional shift not only feels good but also aligns us vibrationally with what we want, allowing it to flow to us more effortlessly. Detachment is also a testament to our own self-worth. By releasing attachment, we affirm to ourselves that we are already whole, already complete, and that our happiness and sense of self are not dependent on any external outcome. This sense of inner fulfillment is magnetic because it generates a high vibrational energy that naturally attracts positive outcomes. When we detach, we no longer place our happiness on hold for some future event. We experience peace, joy, and contentment in the here and now. This presence is what creates the fertile ground for our desires to manifest. Detachment is not a one-time act, it's a daily practice of surrender and faith. It's reminding ourselves each day that we are co-creators, not controllers, and that our role in manifestation is to align, trust, and align. It's an ongoing journey of choosing peace over worry, surrender over struggle, and faith over fear. Attachment to outcomes can be one of the most significant barriers to manifestation. When we become overly attached to a specific result, we generate emotional resistance and block the natural flow of energy needed for our desires to materialize. Attachment is born from a place of intense desire, mixed with fear, the fear that if we don't get exactly what we want, or if things don't unfold in the way we envision, we will somehow be unfulfilled or incomplete. This combination of desire and fear creates a kind of emotional weight that makes the process of manifestation harder than it needs to be. When we attach ourselves deeply to a certain outcome, it often transforms our desires into something more like demands. Instead of being open to different ways that our dreams might come to fruition, we mentally and emotionally limit ourselves to a single outcome. This rigidity creates a state of tension, making us feel anxious or desperate if things don't appear to be going according to plan. In essence, attachment shifts our focus from creation and openness to control and fear. We try to force the how and when of our desires, which paradoxically puts more distance between us and our dreams. The universe, or the energy of manifestation, doesn't respond well to rigidity, it responds to flow, trust, and alignment. The emotional strain that comes with attachment often creates an energy of lack and neediness. When we become overly attached, it's as if we're constantly telling ourselves that we don't have what we want and that we won't be happy until we do. This mindset inadvertently strengthens the feeling of lack within us, which in turn pushes our desires further away. Manifestation relies on a sense of already having, on embodying the feeling of what we want, as if it's already ours. But attachment places us in the opposite state. We start to think, I'll only be happy if I get this specific job, or I'll only feel complete when this particular relationship comes into my life. These kinds of thoughts foster a conditional happiness that undermines the sense of abundance required for manifestation. When we cling to an outcome, we often miss out on potential opportunities and alternative paths that could lead to fulfillment in ways we hadn't even imagined. Attachment keeps us fixated on one narrow vision, blinding us to the countless possibilities that life might be offering. By remaining attached, we may even push away the very opportunities that would bring us true joy, simply because they don't match our specific expectations. In this way, attachment creates tunnel vision, which limits our potential and slows the manifestation process. Manifestation is often less about focusing on one specific outcome and more about setting an intention and trusting the best path will reveal itself. Another aspect of attachment is that it puts our happiness on hold, making it conditional on things outside our control. This external dependence on outcomes for our happiness leads to disappointment when things don't unfold as expected, which only amplifies the cycle of attachment and resistance. By attaching ourselves to an outcome, we essentially disempower ourselves, placing our inner peace in the hands of circumstances and people over whom we have no control. This dynamic creates a cycle of dependency that weakens our ability to create from a place of inner freedom and joy. The most effective manifestation comes from a place of self-contained happiness, where we are whole regardless of what happens in the external world. But attachment works against this by tying our well-being to external achievements or outcomes. Attachment also sends a message of mistrust to the universe. By clinging to a specific outcome, we signal that we don't trust the process of manifestation or the timing of the universe. We become anxious and impatient, which often leads to feelings of discouragement or frustration. But manifestation works best when we have a sense of faith and surrender, an understanding that life often brings us what we need in the best way and at the best time. Attachment disrupts this natural harmony by pulling us out of alignment with the flow of life. Rather than moving with the rhythm of creation, we try to force outcomes, which disrupts the energy needed to bring our desires into reality. In order to let go of attachment, we must learn to trust in the process and recognize that our sense of fulfillment doesn't have to depend on any specific outcome. When we cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment that is independent of external circumstances, we remove the barriers that attachment places on our desires. By doing so, we step into a mindset of openness and receptivity, allowing the natural process of manifestation to unfold with ease and flow. This approach requires patience, faith, and a deep understanding that we don't need to control every detail of our lives in order to achieve true happiness. Learning to release attachment is not about giving up on our desires, but about giving up the need to control them. By surrendering the need to have things happen in a certain way or at a specific time, we free ourselves from the limitations of attachment. This freedom allows us to align with our desires in a way that is both joyful and effortless. When we let go of attachment, we open ourselves to the boundless potential of life, allowing our dreams to manifest in ways that are often far greater than we could have imagined. Living in the feeling of fulfillment is a powerful yet subtle art in the journey of manifestation. It's the art of embodying the emotions, thoughts, and attitudes of having already achieved what we desire. Rather than waiting to feel satisfied, content, or joyful until our goal materializes, we choose to embody these feelings now. This shift in focus brings our desires closer to us because, in essence, we begin resonating at the frequency of what we want to attract. By embracing the feeling of fulfillment, we're no longer chasing something in the future. Instead, we live in alignment with it in the present, allowing the energy of what we desire to flow to us naturally. The process of living in fulfillment begins with understanding that feelings are the language of the subconscious mind. Our subconscious does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. It responds purely to the emotional state we inhabit. So when we feel as though we already possess what we desire, our subconscious aligns our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors with this reality. This alignment then shifts our perception, opening us up to ideas, opportunities, and actions that resonate with our vision. In essence, the practice of living in fulfillment shapes not just our thoughts but also the course of our lives, setting into motion events and circumstances that mirror our inner state of completion. One way to live in fulfillment is to use the power of visualization. Visualization isn't merely about picturing a desired outcome. It's about fully immersing ourselves in the scene, feeling the joy, satisfaction, and peace as though it's happening now. Imagine the desired outcome vividly, see it, hear it, feel it in every detail. This technique isn't only about creating an image, it's about generating the corresponding emotions that align with the fulfillment of our desire. For instance, if your goal is to attract a career opportunity, visualize yourself thriving in that position. Feel the confidence, pride, and satisfaction as though you are living that reality. This emotional experience reinforces the belief that what you want is possible, real, and available to you. The key to this practice is consistency. It's not enough to feel fulfilled once and then revert to feelings of doubt or lack. Just as we train our muscles through regular exercise, we train our minds through repeated practice. By daily aligning with the feeling of having, we gradually replace old patterns of lack with a strong sense of abundance. As a result, our minds, bodies, and even our external circumstances begin to mirror this inner abundance. Affirmations can also play a powerful role in fostering a sense of fulfillment. Statements like "I am complete," "I am at peace with my desires," or "everything I need is within me" reinforce our belief that we are already whole, that we are not waiting to be completed by an external event. These affirmations shift us away from seeking fulfillment outside ourselves and direct us toward recognizing the wholeness within. As we affirm this inner state of completeness, we naturally radiate an energy of confidence and satisfaction, which in turn draws our desires closer. In addition to visualization and affirmations, gratitude is an essential component of living in fulfillment. Gratitude is a way of acknowledging that we already have what we need in life. It directs our focus toward abundance rather than scarcity, reminding us that fulfillment is present in each moment. This attitude of gratitude magnifies our sense of inner abundance, reinforcing the feeling of already being in possession of our desires. As we cultivate gratitude, we tap into the power of now, recognizing that true fulfillment isn't just about acquiring something in the future, but is an ongoing, present moment experience. Living in the feeling of fulfillment is a discipline of the mind and heart. It requires that we release the need to wait for external proof or validation and instead trust our inner experience. By choosing to feel complete, happy, and at peace now, we are, in effect, stepping into the vibration of our desires. We become a magnet for the people, circumstances, and resources that match our energy of fulfillment. Instead of seeing ourselves as lacking or wanting, we shift to a perspective of abundance, where everything we need flows to us effortlessly. This approach does not mean ignoring or denying current challenges or limitations. Rather, it means that, regardless of the external situation, we prioritize cultivating a state of internal fulfillment. We trust that our desires are already on their way, unfolding in the perfect time and manner. Living in the feeling of fulfillment becomes a practice of faith, resilience, and patience. It's a conscious choice to align with joy, peace, and gratitude, drawing closer to our goals by embracing the energy of already having them. Trusting the universal process is one of the most liberating yet challenging aspects of manifesting desires. When we talk about manifestation, it's common to focus on setting intentions, visualizing outcomes, and aligning with the energy of what we want. But trust the willingness to release our grip on controlling every detail is the element that allows the universe to deliver in ways we might never imagine. Trust isn't about blindly hoping for the best, it's an active stance that aligns with faith in the natural unfolding of life, even when we cannot see every piece of the puzzle. By trusting in the process, we step into a space where possibilities extend beyond what we can plan or predict. Trust in the universal process is an affirmation that there are forces at work beyond what we can see or understand. Life operates within a vast, interconnected web of synchronicities and energy exchanges that often go unnoticed. When we choose to trust, we're acknowledging that our intentions set in motion a series of events and circumstances that, while unseen, are designed to lead us toward our highest good. This trust requires us to relinquish the need for immediate answers and outcomes, allowing space for our desires to take root and bloom in their own time. Often what we desire takes shape gradually, unfolding through people, situations, and opportunities we might not expect, but that prove to be essential pieces of the journey. One of the most empowering aspects of trusting the universal process is that it liberates us from a mindset of control. In a world where we're often taught to make things happen or force success, surrendering control can seem counterintuitive. But trust isn't about passivity, it's about knowing when to take action and when to let go, allowing the universe to guide the process. When we attempt to micromanage every detail, we often create unnecessary resistance. This resistance manifests as stress, doubt, and fear, all low-frequency energies that are counterproductive to manifestation. When we trust, we cultivate a higher frequency of peace, ease, and assurance that ultimately propels us forward. Trusting the process also helps us to detach from outcomes. Often attachment arises because we're fearful of not getting what we want, which leads to an intense fixation on specific results. Trust, however, is the antidote to this attachment. It is a mindset that says, I know that what's meant for me will find its way to me, even if it doesn't arrive in the way I expect in this space. We become less concerned with rigid timelines or specific details, knowing that the universe may bring something even better than we envisioned. This openness allows us to be pleasantly surprised by life's gifts, creating a sense of wonder rather than worry. Trust in the universal process enables us to stay present, which is a powerful state for manifestation. When we are consumed by fears about the future or regrets about the past, our energy is scattered. But by trusting in the process, we bring our awareness back to the present moment, where our true power resides. In the present, we are receptive to inspiration, guidance, and insight that help us navigate each step with grace. Instead of obsessing over how things will unfold, we focus on making the most of each moment, confident that the path will reveal itself as we move forward. This trust, grounded in the present, fosters a state of receptivity that allows us to notice signs, synchronicities, and opportunities that guide us toward our desires. Trusting the universal process also allows us to embrace challenges as part of the journey rather than as setbacks. When we trust, we view obstacles as redirections or opportunities for growth, not as roadblocks. Life sometimes places challenges before us to help us develop the resilience, skills, or perspectives needed to fully embody our desires when they manifest. For instance, someone desiring financial abundance may go through a period of scarcity that ultimately teaches them valuable lessons about money management, self-worth, and resourcefulness. Trusting the process means we understand that these experiences serve a greater purpose, preparing us to handle the fulfillment of our desires with wisdom and maturity. Trust is the key to recognizing and releasing limiting beliefs. When we trust in the process, we're more willing to question and let go of beliefs that tell us why something is impossible or why we aren't deserving of what we want. Trust enables us to believe that life is on our side, that there is an infinite source of support available to us, and that our desires are valid and achievable. This belief dismantles self-doubt and encourages us to hold a vision of our highest potential. When we trust in the process, we stop seeking validation outside ourselves, affirming that we are worthy simply because we are here, alive and connected to a universe that responds to our intentions. At the core of manifestation lies a concept rooted not only in ancient wisdom, but also in modern science: vibrational alignment. Everything in the universe operates at a specific frequency, from the tiniest particles to the grandest of galaxies, each vibrating in resonance. This fundamental principle of vibration extends to our thoughts, feelings, and desires. When we talk about aligning with what we want, we're referring to tuning our inner energy to the frequency of that desire. The science of vibrational alignment explains how, by matching our energy with the energy of what we wish to manifest, we can draw that experience into our lives more quickly and effortlessly. When we detach from a desire, we allow our vibrational frequency to rise, aligning us with a state of peace, trust, and fulfillment. Detachment from an outcome releases resistance, an emotional tension that creates a low-frequency signal. This lower frequency, stemming from worry or desperation, acts as a barrier, pushing away what we want. In contrast, detachment removes this energetic barrier, allowing our vibration to rise naturally. This elevated state of being matches the high frequency of abundance, joy, and peace, drawing us into resonance with our desires. This resonance, this energetic match, accelerates the process of manifestation because, on a vibrational level, we're already living in alignment with the outcome we want. Emotions play a central role in vibrational alignment. Each emotion we experience emits a unique vibrational signature. Feelings like love, joy, and gratitude vibrate at higher frequencies, while emotions such as fear, worry, and frustration vibrate lower. When we dwell in a state of attachment, thinking constantly about our desire with feelings of urgency or neediness, our emotions emit a lower vibration, signaling to the universe that we are out of alignment with what we want. To align with our desires, we must embody the emotions associated with already having them. For instance, if we desire financial abundance, the emotional state of wealth, confidence, security, and peace needs to become part of our daily vibration. By embodying these emotions now, even before the material evidence appears, we create a vibrational harmony with the energy of abundance, effectively attracting it into our reality. Visualization is a powerful tool to support vibrational alignment. When we visualize our desires vividly, imagining the sights, sounds, and sensations of our fulfilled dream, we create a mental and emotional experience of already having it. The brain doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined, so by consistently immersing ourselves in this visualization, we can trick our mind into believing our goal is already ours. This belief naturally raises our vibration, aligning us with the high-frequency energy of our fulfilled desire. The more we practice this visualization without attachment, the stronger our alignment becomes, and the quicker we draw our desire into our experience. Gratitude is another potent practice for vibrational alignment. When we practice gratitude, we focus on the positives in our life, cultivating a feeling of fulfillment and abundance in the present. This act of appreciating what we already have sends out a high-frequency signal that aligns with more abundance. When we combine gratitude with detachment, we are not only acknowledging our current blessings, but also expressing trust that our future blessings are already on their way. In this state, we no longer chase our desires with anxious energy. Instead, we invite them with open arms, grounded in peace and appreciation. Our self-concept has a profound impact on our vibrational alignment. The way we view ourselves, our beliefs about what we deserve and what we are capable of achieving sets the baseline for our vibrational frequency. If we see ourselves as worthy, capable, and abundant, we emit a high vibrational energy, drawing experiences that reflect these qualities. However, if we harbor self-doubt or unworthiness, our vibration lowers, misaligning us from our desires. To cultivate a self-concept that supports vibrational alignment, affirmations can be an effective tool. Positive statements about who we are and what we can accomplish reshape our subconscious beliefs over time, elevating our self-image and, as a result, our vibrational frequency. The practice of non-attachment is more than just a mental exercise. It's a transformative approach that brings peace and clarity into our lives while enhancing our ability to manifest what we desire. Non-attachment, in its essence, is the conscious choice to let go of our grip on specific outcomes, to release the need for control, and to cultivate a sense of trust in the flow of life. By practicing non-attachment daily, we learn to hold our desires with an open hand, creating a state of openness that allows our intentions to manifest with greater ease. While it may sound simple, implementing non-attachment as a daily practice requires consistent mindfulness, intentionality, and patience. One of the first ways to practice non-attachment is to develop an awareness of when attachment arises. Often we are unaware of just how attached we are to specific outcomes, or how much we invest in particular results. This attachment manifests as a fixation on specific desires, a constant need for validation, or a desire to control every detail. By tuning into our thoughts and emotions, we can start to recognize when we're holding on too tightly, when we're feeling anxious, or when we're stressed about not achieving something in a particular way. When these feelings surface, it's a reminder to pause, breathe, and gently release our attachment to that outcome. This practice of mindfulness helps us bring our focus back to the present moment, where true peace and power reside. Another key aspect of practicing non-attachment daily is cultivating gratitude for the present. When we focus on what we already have, we shift our energy from a place of neediness to a place of fulfillment. Gratitude helps us recognize the abundance that already exists in our lives, thereby reducing our reliance on external outcomes to bring us happiness. By appreciating the present moment and the gifts it holds, we are able to let go of the need for something more. This doesn't mean we stop setting goals or desiring new experiences, but rather that our sense of happiness and fulfillment is no longer dependent on those goals. Gratitude becomes the anchor that keeps us centered, grounded, and at peace with whatever may come. One powerful tool to support daily non-attachment is meditation. Through meditation, we can quiet the mind, observe our thoughts without judgment, and experience a state of inner calm and stillness. By setting aside even a few minutes each day for meditation, we practice releasing thoughts and emotions, learning to let them flow without becoming attached. In these quiet moments, we connect with a deeper sense of self that is not bound by desires or fears, but is instead grounded in the present. Meditation can help us see our desires as temporary expressions of our consciousness, not as definitive measures of our self-worth or happiness. Over time, this practice of detachment becomes easier and more natural, spilling over into our daily interactions and decisions. Visualization, when practiced with non-attachment, is another effective method for manifesting without clinging to outcomes. We can imagine our goals and desires as though they have already come to pass, experiencing the joy and fulfillment they bring. However, by practicing non-attachment, we avoid obsessing over the specifics of how and when these goals will manifest. Instead, we allow ourselves to enjoy the feeling of our desires without becoming overly concerned with the logistics. This detached visualization approach sends out a high vibrational energy that aligns us with our desires without creating resistance. It's a way of saying, I would love for this to happen, but I am happy and complete either way. Practicing non-attachment also involves setting intentions rather than rigid expectations. Intentions are powerful because they express our desires without demanding that they unfold in a specific manner. For instance, we might set an intention to experience more abundance, love, or joy, but we leave room for the universe to bring these experiences to us in unexpected ways. By embracing flexibility in our intentions, we maintain a positive focus on what we want without imposing strict conditions on how it must happen. This mindset shift allows us to stay open to new possibilities and opportunities that may be even better than we initially envisioned. Daily non-attachment is also about letting go of the need to control other people's actions and reactions. Often, attachment comes from a desire to influence others or to have things go our way. However, this mindset leads to frustration and disappointment, as we cannot control external circumstances or the free will of others. Practicing non-attachment with people means accepting them as they are, without trying to force them into our expectations. This acceptance fosters healthier relationships and allows us to experience peace regardless of others' choices. Practicing non-attachment daily is about embracing the unknown. Life is full of uncertainties, and clinging to specific outcomes often leads to stress, anxiety, and disappointment. When we practice non-attachment, we learn to trust the process, to have faith that things are unfolding for our highest good. This trust brings a sense of freedom, releasing us from the need to have all the answers. It allows us to live with curiosity, openness, and flexibility, knowing that whatever comes our way, we have the strength and resilience to handle it.